Hey everyone, hopefully having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of commodities, work our way through the dollar, yields, precious metals, and commodities ETFs that I follow. I'll interject my financial opinions as we go through it together. If you need help with anything, check out findingvalue.com. That's where I dive deeper into all these topics, sectors, looking for investment opportunities, sharing those opportunities with you in the community. We've got special going on right now for a discount code. It is 50% off the first month only on a monthly membership and $100 off on the yearly membership. And you can always switch from a monthly to a yearly. All right, let's dive in, take a look, see what's going on today. Starting with the DXY, I keep the same opinions. I think we're going to go higher. Usually when I see a large kind of candlestick up and then these small candlesticks falling down, usually you get support right where we're at in this general area in here. So we'll see if there's follow through to the upside in the DXY. And again, this is also after two falling wedges, which are bullish. We've got the 2-year yield. Let me go up. 2-year yield, that is down 0.33% today. On the short end of the curve, that still looks a little bit bearish on the short end. We've got a continuation pattern here, and that's broken to the downside, and we very well could end up somewhere in that circle. We got the 10-year up, so the short end of the curve's down, long end of the curve up. Now we're sitting on top of patterns here. And again, this is all bullish to go higher for yields. The 30-year was up 1%, and this obviously looks the best to go higher of the group. We zoom in on the daily candlesticks. Hopefully it comes up somewhat reasonably quick here. We're up 1% today. We're sitting on top of a pattern. There's your 3-hump consolidation. And just show up. All right, it doesn't want to be seen here apparently, so I'm going to back out. So we're up 1%. Nothing's changed. We're sitting on top of a pattern. We're going to go higher for the most part is what I see. On prices in a long-term downtrend here, heading lower. We were down today, 0.71% if we look in there. And again, it's trying to make a turn here to the upside. I'm not exactly sure if it's going to make this turn or not. The bigger, longer term view is that this is declining and that we're at support. We've got the 2 and the 10. It is down, or the yield curve is uninverting, down about 1%. We're right on top of support here. Now, if this falls, what we've seen historically has been a slowdown in the market, and people are running into bonds for safety. But I'm going to caveat this with something. That was when the yield curve was dropping on both ends of the curve. This one is a little bit weird, where the 2 years down 0.28%, but the long end of the curve is up 1.13%. And generally when you get I think that's called a bear steepener versus a bull steepener, that they could mean different things. And I think the market is worried about inflation on the longer term. So the long end of the curve is going up, and then the short end has been going down because the Fed's trying to push it down. So we'll see how this plays out over time here. We've got TYX, TNX ratio continuing higher. That is generally a very good sign for gold to continue up. And silver can follow with us. So this looks really good for gold in terms of the conditions that are being created by the market here. Gold is up $41 an ounce and breaking out of that resistance. Is this the beginning of a leg higher? I would say yes. Now, could we do a retest where we come back and do a retest on top of this? It's all possible. But from this view, things are looking pretty dang good for gold here. uh, to continue higher. Silver also ripping higher. We are now over $40 an ounce. We closed the month of August out incredibly strong on a monthly candlestick basis. There we are on the monthly. The weekly also looking pretty spectacular as we break through this last of resistance. There isn't a ton of overhead resistance here. Silver can run a mile here, and it could do it quickly. Now, am I stating it's going to do it quickly? I did not state that. What I said is it could run quickly. There isn't a lot of overhead resistance. So that's looking pretty dang good as well. And I like the alignment that gold's breaking out as well. Platinum's up about 1%. We still look a little funky here inside of this channel that has entered it from the top side down. Doesn't mean that we'll have to continue lower. That's generally what the pattern does. But with gold breaking higher and silver looking pretty good, this could break to the upside. So I'm not that worried about the short term here if all tailwinds start to push us downstream, so to speak. And palladium's down 1.82% today. We're still trying to find a complete bottom here. We haven't found it yet, but I'm sure it'll find it soon with a bunch of support in that purple box here going across. And longer term, guys, this is a bottoming pattern. A squeeze into a double bottom. We've come up, hit a little bit of resistance, and we're going to pull out of this at some point, in my opinion, with time. We've got XAU to gold ratio. It is flying higher, up 1.9%. What did I say down here? Generational opportunities down here, guys. Generational opportunities. And now we are starting to capitalize on those opportunities to the upside. So let them run. Gold and silver mining companies look good in relationship to gold, and it looks like we could run higher. So GDX up 2.9%, flying higher, looking good. GDXJ up 3.7%, looking fantastic. Absolutely fantastic to continue higher. Bottom, and now we are reaping the rewards of holding on and letting this thing really run. SILJ's 3.7% as we break out of this big launching pad like I've used before. Big day today, strong closing, looks good. And this will, in my opinion, probably prove to be a gigantic launching pad for something much bigger coming in the future for SILJ. Crude oil's down about 1%. So we're chopping around in crude oil. There it is, chopping sideways there. Still above support. Now, does that mean that I should go FOMO into gold? No. No. Crude oil is going to break. Why am I so confident? Well, it's not that my confidence that means anything. It's that crude oil follows silver and it follows gold for the most part. Under the conditions that I think we are in, it's going to follow them. So gold's accounting for the money that is being created and or maybe hasn't even been created. Silver is following behind it, and crude oil will be impacted by the money when it is created and goes through the system. TTF gas moving sideways. This is a good entry point, in my opinion, for a squeeze and a double bottom. Looking pretty good. That's a double bottom there. We worked our way on up, and we're still trying to find these bottoms here. So it's another double bottom here. Looks really good to go higher. Natural gas in America has broken its downtrend here. It's working its way on up, 2.45%. Looking better, generating some momentum to the upside. Bigger picture view, there. This is what we're looking at. This could be a wave one right there before a move on up. We've got XOP, yeah, you know me, also up a little bit today. Still working its way on up. We've broken out of the flag pattern to the upside. Looks good to go higher. And OIH up 0.34. We're at the end of this kind of resistance area. We'll see if we can punch through overhead resistance, that white line that we've got going across. And I'll leave this there to see if we can punch through or not. Newcastle Coal Futures down slightly. Still looks good in my opinion, and I'm still in the camp that we're going to go higher. We've got Sprott Physical Uranium Trust stretching its legs a little bit, 3.27% up. Big gap higher today. Does that gap need to be filled? I don't know. I'm not a huge gap filler guy. But I'll just say this. I'm in the camp that this is going to go up. We've broken out of the flag pattern to the upside. Let it go higher. Even if we get a few days pullback, that's okay. If we have to fill that gap that we created here, the gap fill would be about 24.50. Uranium futures pricing up about 0.5%, looking good, continuing higher. No, I don't have any problems here, guys. Like when I look at this, I'm bullish from this point on. Bull, bull, bull. I don't care about this pullback. I am still a bull. We've got URA, the equities down a little bit today for URA. We're on top of this pattern. Remain bullish. It still looks good. Uranium up 2%. And again, we're on top of the resistance support levels. We're on top of this guy here. Remain bullish. And then URNJ is up 3.5%. Again, we're on top of stuff, guys. Whenever you get on top of things, you need to be bullish, not bearish. So that's good. Nickel up 1%, looking like it's trying to work its way higher here. And again, I think it will go higher. It looks good, like it's trying to bottom here and work its way on up, double bottom. I'm a bull on nickel. Copper's up 1%. I'm also a bull on copper. Here it is moving on higher, and I think it will continue higher. I think everything commodity related is going to go up for the most part, and it's just following what gold is basically priced in. So this is all going up. COPX is starting to break out. It's up 1.84%. There's the daily there. I'll back out. You can see we're breaking out of here. That looks really, really, really good. That's on a weekly basis there as we break out of this last resistance area. I think we're going to see a leg higher in both gold, silver, copper, and then energy is going to follow all this too. Lithium's up 1.32%. It's trying to break out. That's looking better and good. That's a double bottom pattern. We've got REMX up 2%. That's looking fantastic. Coming out of its double bottom, looking great. Absolutely fantastic. Iron ore's down 1%. Should I worry? I'm not. Maybe we're going to fill this gap at 102 flat and then work our way on up. But we've broken stuff to the upside here, guys. I'd be very patient and ride this thing higher. Aluminum at 26.05. We haven't broken the 26.50 yet. It is squeezing up against it again, and we'll see if we can break through it. Baltic Dry Index down 1.42 in a kind of a flaggish type pattern. Still looks good to go higher. Still looks good to go higher. I don't see any reversal candlesticks. Everything looks good here to go higher. Emerging markets is down 0.5%. We had a slightly lower dollar. We've been consolidating a little bit here, but again, bigger picture view, higher. Everything looks okay. There's nothing wrong here. Moo is down 0.5%. We're up against that resistance. We've got these small selling pressure candlesticks. That's all bullish. Yeah, there's some profit taking. Yeah, there's some people selling a little bit here, but I'm in the camp we're going to go higher. We're going to break and run. We got KRE flat. Again, not much selling pressure. Momentum still to the upside. XHB, again, we've got very small selling pressure within the big green. We're sitting on top of patterns. That looks good to go higher. No problems there. Russell 2000, we are down 0.5%. Momentum still to the upside. We need to see a little bit more selling pressure for me to change my mind. SPX, yeah, we got selling pressure. There is a little bit of bearishness. Think of it as a rising wedge here. There is that going on, and we'll see if we pop out of that to the downside. Again, this one was a rising wedge that didn't go down, so things keep melting up, and even with these rising wedges. NASDAQ down 1.15, and again, I would like to see more selling pressure. We're up against resistance, so here's that resistance line going across. We broke down here, came all the way back up. We could roll over, and we'll see it in the charts if we get some selling pressure here. We've got DJT sideways, still above support here at this time. We could roll over, though. I'm not stating that we can't. It could be, you could look at this from a bearish perspective. We had a down move here. We could put, kind of a flag pattern type deal going on there where we break to the downside. But again, we'll see. XLI down 1%. kind of a no man's land here, chopping sideways. I'll remove this. It could be a bear flag. That is a possibility, much like the one before it. Here, let's just do this. There we go. So that could be a bear flag here. That does punch us out to the downside. That is a possibility. We've got Bitcoin down 3.6%. We're coming back to that support level. We'll see if it holds. We are coming back. There are some pretty strong selling pressure days here as we are tracking lower here. There's a little bit of selling pressure here as we head lower. Ethereum down 4%. It's okay, but yeah, we're getting a little bit more selling pressure here. It's holding quite well though. It's not that bad in the short term. Now I know this, I know this could be a part of the Nasdaq, and I don't like the valuations over in Nasdaq, so I wouldn't be here naturally. So, but we'll see what happens. Again, it's in an uptrend. We've got a consolidation going on. Haven't broken lower yet. MicroStrategy's down 1%. It still looks good to try to work its way on up. So longer term, we are heading lower. So this is pulling back. Short term, we're trying to turn this and work our way on up. So we have downside pressure on the longer term, but the shorter term's trying. We're trying to work our way on up there. The VIX is up 6% or so. Could we get a big move to the upside out of the VIX? It's possible. But right now it's contained and it's low, so it's not a worry at this exact moment. But that's all I've got for today, guys. So that's where we're going to end it. Give me a thumb up for the content. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the website if you'd like. Specials the coupon code. We do have a Q&A session coming up Saturday, which is tomorrow, 7 a.m. Mountain Time. For those that are interested, you can ask me whatever questions. We had a few people send me questions already. We've got them documented, and we'll go over them during the meeting. All right, guys. We'll catch you later. See ya.